How's it going, folks? Sorry about the delayed start there. Just dealing with some technical difficulties. Couldn't get any audio to play. That was really weird. But I think we're good now. So should be able to hear the music. Should be able to hear me. And well, we're gonna work on some D&D stuff tonight. Now, if you happen to have caught my stream yesterday, you might know some of the things that I talked about. We were adding, excuse me, we were going through adding in some of the subclasses, some of the new subclasses, and specifically the one that really stood out to me was this one, the Monk Way of the Fire Dancer. Now, the thing that really stood out to me with this was right here. This level 11th ability is, when you reach level 11, fire damage you deal ignores resistance, which is fine, but it's that you get to radiate essentially divine flames, replacing fire damage with radiant damage. And that kind of really spoke to me because I had already had a mind to make a Fire Ganassi monk fire dancer. I like the concept, I like the flavor, and the whole presence of them. But looking at this really made me think about the idea of playing an Aasimar. So that is those are the two characters that we're gonna work on today. Yep, Kel's Corner got that etched in down there, and also we got the notice board up here, so that'll be monitoring all chat feed. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump into this now. I know I talked about yesterday doing another character, and before thinking up of this fire dancer, and so that's actually the character I'm going to start with today. Now, that character that I had in mind, I hadn't really talked about too much, and one of the things that I have been looking into recently is a combo for a very specific kind of class combo, a multi-class combo. And the idea behind it is basically that you take a Tempest Cleric and you take some levels in Scribe Wizard. Now, let me pull up the other menu here. Here we go. So, what really makes this character? I'm gonna show you here. So we're gonna pull up the cleric here, and we specifically want Tempest, like I said, and we also want Scribe's Wizard. Now, so the Tempest Cleric has an ability once you reach level 2. So all clerics get a Channel Divinity. That's nothing new, nothing special. It's just at second level, you get the ability to channel your divine energy from your god and use that to empower yourself and do magical things. And every cleric gets the same ability. They get Turn Undead, so any undead creature within 30 feet that can see or hear you makes a wisdom save. If they fail, they run away. And later on, that increases up to Destroy Undead, where you get to just destroy undead creatures around you. But everyone has their own thing. The Tempest Cleric specifically has this really cool ability right here Where we go? There we are. Zoom all the way in. Called Destructive Wrath. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your Channel Divinity to wield the power of the storm with unchecked ferocity. When you roll lightning or thunder damage, you can use your Channel Divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling. So that already is extremely powerful, because what you have to kind of contend with that is, let's say, you know, any one of your spells that you may have access to. A Tempest Cleric gets Call Lightning, that's 3d10, and if you're out in a storm, that's automatically going to get bumped up to 4d10. You can also upcast it, but that just means you're dealing straight 40 lightning damage. Chain Lightning, you know, 10d8, you know, as a wizard, and again, this is a multi-class, so we are going to have access to wizard spells down the line, but just immediately, just all creatures within a 30 foot of, 3 creatures within 30 feet of one creature making dexterity saves, taking 80 points of damage. Now, if you have anybody in your group, say a bard, for example, that can maybe debuff your enemies, maybe they can have disadvantage on that, you know, making it a lot easier. And also half damage, you know, that's another big thing. Lightning Arrow, I mean, that's mostly Ranger, so probably wouldn't get that. But Lightning Bolt, 100%. That's basically the line version of a Fireball spell, 8d6. But that brings me to the point of this. Fireball. Now, everyone knows about fireballs. Everyone loves fireballs. And why? Well, because they're big, giant, explodey areas that just dish out tons of mayhem and chaos. You know, one of the things you have to consider when you when you're choosing between something like Lightning Bolt, let's go back to that. So a 100-foot long line that is 5 foot wide. Sorry. That's going to be able to get you 20 enemies. Now, Fireball is a 30-foot, or is a 20-foot radius sphere. And I believe you can get as many people in there as a Lightning Bolt. But the Lightning Bolt has to be in a straight line. As if you've watched my, P5 games, you'll know, Smith and Wu both enjoy casting their fireballs. They're giant circles of death. Which leads me to what this build is based around. So this Wrath, the Destructive Wrath, well, that only affects lightning and thunder. But if we go into a wizard and we grab the Scribes, which, if you don't know, the Scribes subclass is basically just the book nerd version, or sorry, the Order of the Scribes is basically the book nerd version of wizards. Like, they're the nerds of the wizarding world. And they know magic so well. They have a living, awakened spell book. It doesn't require ink. The time that you take to copy stuff is entirely reduced. So it's incredibly insane, but here is the main thing. The Awakened Spellbook 2nd level class, when you take this, when you cast a wizard spell with a spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with a type that appears in another spell in your spellbook, which magically alters the formula for this casting only. The latter spell must be of the same level as the spell slot you expend. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that you can make a fireball into a lightning ball. Now, again, if you've watched my Phandelin 5 game, you know that I have actually played around with this a little. I have allowed the wizard in the group, Smith, to be able to take a cold spell and convert it into a fire spell. He took Cone of Cold, turned it into Font of Flames. But the difference is that this allows you to do it with different spells. So that means that I could take Fireball and make it Lightning Ball. I could take Acid Splash and make it Lightning Splash. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is when you make this character, who it just needs to be a level 4 character, you have the ability to play them up as this kind of changing the elements. Now, what I thought about with this, when I was starting to build this character was, you know, who is this character going to be? Like, what's their build gonna be like? How would you structure them? And I kind of looked at what a Tempest Cleric is. You know, somebody who worships the god of storms, the sea, the sky, you know, lightning and thunder, and wizards who are the book nerds. And I mean, again, Order of Scribes is kind of the nerd of nerds when it comes to wizards. So who in the real world is kind of really into thunder and lightning and you know, the tempests and chaos of the world, and who's also super book nerdy? Weathermen. So this got me thinking, I want to make a character who is a weatherman. Now, you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, that's so easy. All you have to do is just play a druid and take Druidcraft, because that allows you to tell what the weather is going to be. Which, sure, that's fine. But I love the concept of this cleric wizard kind of portraying himself as a druid, traveling through the world, like going up onto a rock and like staring out at the clouds and taking a deep breath and smelling the ozone and just knowing that a storm is rolling in, having that excitement building up in them as, you know, their fingertips, you know, zap and tingle with the with electricity. So that's the character I want to build. And funny enough, I actually brought this up to a friend of mine, and we kind of went back and forth on you know, how weathermen usually talk. You know, you have Al Roker and Jim Cantor and all of them, and it's you know, if you're standing in the way, you might want to rethink your plans this weekend, because there's a big storm rolling in, and you know, shoot them with a bolt of lightning, and you know, there's a 50% chance this lightning bolt's gonna knock you on your ass. And that's how I kind of want to, how I would portray this character when I played them. So that's gonna be the general build. Now, since last night, I actually went through the 3 characters that I want to build today. I actually generated some art based on an AI generator that I use to get some kind of inspiration behind them. And as you can see, this is kind of what I'm looking at and liking. You know, these lightning-based wizards. You know, just experiencing the storm, that grandiose staring off into the storm clouds of just pure wonder. And that's what I want to play up. So we're gonna go ahead and make them. And then once we make them on Beyond, we are going to jump over. We'll have to find some more frontal, cover art, not cover art, but, inspiration. So we will definitely get to that. But, excuse me. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and get jumping in to making them. Now, we need a name for this character. So we are going to name generator. And we're going to go to fantasy name generator, and we're going to get a name for this guy. Because if you didn't know, this is actually how I do most of my names. Where is the D&D one? They've added so many different... There it is. Now, the thing that I'm actually still kind of stuck on is what race is this character going to be? Oh, come on. Why did my mouse mess up? That's kind of what I'm sitting on still. I don't know what specific race I want this character to be. I thought about it for a little bit. I thought about who would be I thought about a Firbolg, somebody who is more druidic, somebody who's in touch with nature. I thought about a human, just more of a classic wizard kind of a character. But, kind of iffy on that. And I think I also thought of a Warforged. I thought of kind of like a weather vane, a lightning rod kind of a character. Well, wasn't planning on doing turtle or the hare. The heron gone or the turtle. I think what I'm gonna go with is an air ganassi. And I believe that that's going to be the right call, because air ganassi kind of are based around the elemental plane of air, which is just filled. It's an endless void of storms and wind and thunder and lightning. They have shocking grasp, featherfall, and levitate. They can also hold their breath indefinitely. So, and they also get resistance to lightning damage, which I think is going to be our big selling point with this. What's up, Zach? Welcome to the stream, man. What's today's project? Well, today's project, we are working on 3 different characters to start off with. The first character is a cleric wizard who is a Tempest cleric scribe wizard. The reason behind this is because Destructive Wrath for clerics gives you the ability to have all of your lightning-based damage be full power, so you get all the damage, and a scribe wizard has the ability to change the damage type of a spell from one to the other. So if you had something like Fireball, you could very quickly just change that into Lightning Ball. And then it's a bunch of dexterity saves, and everybody is just taking 48 lightning or 24 on a successful save. And that is the first character we're working on tonight. So we're going to get jumping into that. Nice. Let me know what kind of character you're making. Curious to hear. All right, so I believe, I think, yeah, these are, okay, so we're going to look at the last 3. Cyclone, Flute, Whisk, Dampier, Bear, a Dampier, Bear Totem, Moon Druid, so Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to be able to turn, you want to be a very strong animal that bites people and heals. That's an interesting build. I can see that working very well. You are going to be, that is a hell of a tank. That is a hell of a tank. Man, that would be hard to put down. Constantly just giving yourself health as you bite creatures. That's smart. All right. Ooh, I like. You know what? I like the name. I mean, I like the name Storm. Also, think of the ability to run on walls as a bear. Do Dampier have? Dampier do. Yeah, they do have. They have spider climb. Oh my god. Oh god. The concept of that is pretty upsetting. To think about. That's whew. I'm not using Zephyr as a name. I know that you had a character named Zephyr. Ooh, I like Gale. Oh, Waft. Oh, you know what? Gale Tumult. All right, we're going Gale Tumult. That's a name. A tank able to self-heal. Yeah, that's pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. Dang. That would be cool though. That would be really cool to just to have somebody, you know, like stomping around as a bear, and all of a sudden it just starts climbing the walls. That's pretty horrific to think about, but I'm all about it. All right. So I really think that this character is going to be built up to be more of a cleric. I don't know. We're only making him at level 4, so I guess it doesn't really... Tempest's name should be Maelstrom Thunderman. You know what? Sure. I won't take Zephyr only because I know that that's... I actually had a character at one point named Zephyr back in the day when Ganassi first came out. And I also know that, Stacy, you had a character named Zephyr. I had a character named Malfurion Storm Thunder at one point who was pretty intense. But I like Maelstrom Thunderman. That's a pretty good one. That definitely sounds like a weatherman. Thunderman the Weatherman. All right. Yeah. So we're just gonna grab 2 levels in Cleric, and we're gonna grab 2 levels in Wizard. So starting out with Cleric, I feel like this character would be somebody that is kind of like leaning more towards the madness of Tempest, and like goes more in the like praising to the storm kind of mentality, you know, like this is portrayed on here. Chain Lightning, yeah, Chain Lightning would be, you know, 10d8, 3 creatures, each one of them taking 80 points of damage. It would be kind of the main reason why I want to do it. Like, I think it's a crazy option. And granted, it is only once per day. You only get your you know, your channel divinity once per day at 2nd, twice at 6th, and it doesn't go up again until 18th level. So for the majority of your character's career, they're only going to be doing this twice a day. But still, chain lightning, lightning bolts, fireball, honestly, really anything. Stinking cloud, for example. Or wait, no, it's not stinking cloud. Oh, what is it? Is it incendiary cloud? Is that the one that, is that the one I'm thinking of? Yes. So, you know, creating this, you know, creating a cloud that deals 10d8 fire damage and just switching that to lightning. You know, having it just be this giant storm cloud rolling through an area. I love the idea. Granted, I don't think a character, I don't think a cleric. No, he could. Yeah, he's going to actually be able to get 9th level spells, so that works. All right, so wizard, we just want the arcane tradition of the scribes, not a mayonnaise mage. Oh, you can't even see that on there. Yeah, so we got Order of the Scribes. Now, for their abilities, we're already grabbing one. We're already getting a +1 from the, I believe, the race. I thought we did. Or is that? Oh, no. You know what? That's the spell casting for that. We want wisdom. We want this character to be really wise, really intelligent. And also, you know what? I think what I'm actually going to do is we're going to go point by. And we're going to do the 3x1. And yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. I could see him being like super into the weather and wanting to learn more about it, finding people that, you know, worship the clouds and kind of like following them to study and everything, and leaning further into the religion aspect, you know, understanding that there are gods that influence this and that there is science behind it, but it's influenced by the gods, and just kind of going down that rabbit hole. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to increase wisdom, intelligence, and charisma. And we're going to have, you know what, we're going to have, oh yeah, definitely. Well, he's 100%, unbeknownst to him, a part of the cult of Talos. So he's definitely having his issues. So I think what we're going to do is he's going to be really wise, really intelligent. Well, let's maybe crank that back a bit. You know, yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we give him a little bit extra dex, extra con, give him the wisdom that he's going to need, and go from there. You know what? Actually, let's make him weak, and let's give him a couple buffs here in dexterity and con. And I think what we're going to do, so background, he's going to know, give him high performance. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one of the huge things why I wanted to give him high charisma. So we're going to give him primordial. Automatically, that's what he's going to get, because that gives him Auran. That gives him all the elemental languages, Ignin, Aquan, and Terran. For his background, we're going entertainer. This is going to give us acrobatics, the disguise kit for whenever he gets into his weatherman outfit. Thriving in front of an audience, it's definitely there. I don't think an instrument is going to be needed, but we are going to do drums because that calls in the thunder, and that's what we want him to be about. All right, so basic equipment, mace. Yep, Mace microphone speaking into it. I think he is probably going to benefit from scale. I don't think he's proficient with chain. And we are going to give him a we're gonna give him a quarterstaff. You know what? No, we're giving him a boomerang. Gotta love a boomerang. All right, now his holy symbol is going to be his little, like, one of those retractable things that he can point to. Yep, a lightning rod. He can point to a map and show you where everything is. But yeah, it's just a giant metal stick. Cool. So there we go. Oh, we zoomed in too far. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this a little cleaned up. Electric, perfect. Let's electric vortex, and we will change the background. I know there is one that has a lot of thunder and lightning in it. I don't think that's it. There we go. Got some lightning in that one. This one's actually Storm's King Thunder, so you know, we'll keep that. But we need we need some art. That's gonna be a big thing. So we're gonna equip this stuff here. There we go. Good AC. Decent spells already, actually. Divine Intervention. Yep. Now, with all of my characters, so this is actually going to be one of the things that we have to contend with being a cleric wizard, is we're going to know cleric spells a lot more, and that's going to be our higher stat. Wizard spells are going to be more just to have in the book. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give him basic spells, especially cantrips, that will allow him to just access the, the different spells. But the main one is Chromatic Orb, because Chromatic Orb allows him to now have access to any one of the main damage types. His spell book is a teleprompter. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Yes. So we're not really gonna dress him up too much with his spells, but we will go. We'll grab Encode Thoughts, because I think that's kind of funny for him to be telling you that he is telling you what the weather's going to be, and just, making you believe that he knows what he's doing. We're always going to grab Mage Hand. That's a definite. And then we're going to grab Thunderclap. That's the other. You know what? No, I take that back. We're going to grab Prestidigitation. Only so that he can do, like, illusory stuff. And then for his 4 spells, we'll grab, like I said, Chromatic Orb. That's a must. That's going to give us most of our elemental damages. Life Siphon, I believe that's necrotic. But we want... Where does the little weather shapes come into play? Yeah. Well, that's what we're definitely gonna run that with our feet. So we want shield, we want mage armor and magic missile. Yes, that's Druidcraft is where that's going to come into play. Now, if you know me, I always let my players have first level feats. I generally make my character with first level feats, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down to Magic Initiate. We're going to grab Druid, and from that's where we're going to grab Druidcraft, and it's going to be right with what we need. I also want to grab... well, you know what? Actually, yeah. let's do, I'm thinking poison spray, but I think I'm gonna grab Helix Bolt with that. And I think with that we're gonna go Psionic so that we get or no, actually no, come to think of it, we'll go Divine, because that'll give us Necrotic and Radiant, so that'll be where we can do that can be where we'll be able to now have Lightning, Fire, Cold, Acid, Poison, Necrotic, and Radiant. And also down here, we are going to get, let me think, be a good, Crane Destroy Water. That's what we'll grab. So there's the spells. He's Captain Planet. That would be funny enough. I actually made a character back in the day. His name was Master Waff. He was a Kenku Way of the Four Elements monk, and that was kind of what he was designed to be. He had his own group of Planeteers. They were all Genasi of different kinds. So there was a Fire Genasi Wizard, an Air Genasi Rogue, an Earth Genasi Barbarian, and a Water Genasi Cleric. It was this whole group. They were going to go out, and the elemental planes of chaos were more chaotic and were falling apart, and they had to go kind of like calm them and settle them based off of whatever was causing the issues. And Master Waff was a master of the four elements, and these four Genasi that he was then overseeing, they were there because they had an innate connection to the elemental planes of chaos. Like, Genasi generally do have those connections, but they had a very innate sense to it. All right, so there we go. Maelstrom Thunderman, our Weatherman, Entertainer, half level 2 Cleric, level 2 Wizard, getting access to those amazing abilities to cast spells with full amount of damage. Like I said, it's an interesting build, but now we need to make the actual character itself. And I don't have a good, I did not get great AI art for face, but I did find this. And honestly, once I saw this image, I kind of fell in love with that concept. So I think this is what we're going to go with. This is who we are going to make here in Hero Forge. Gotta turn off that. Gotta turn off the honey extension for right now. Get out of there. There you go. All right. One of my favorite things, making characters on Hero Forge. So looks like we're wearing, we got some plate. Now on our character sheet, we are wearing scale armor, so this makes sense. Got our book, got those gauntlets, just wielding that staff of lightning. All right, fairly square jaw. I think that's too square. I think seems very elvish. Yeah, there we go. Nose is a little too big. I think that's a gnome face. Oh, that's gaunt. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, go to the head. We need the hair, so we got like a short, spiky kind of look on that image. I think that's what I want to go for. Kind of like a coif. Okay, that's not terrible. I don't know if I want to go full. Go more the Weatherman You know what? Let me see here. There we go. Oh my god, yes. I think that's the hair. I think that's the hair. Oh, we just need to find a short. Oh, that's rough. That's just rough. Gotta find that that short brush. Oh, we got a bowl cut too. Also a good option. I think that right there, I think that's what we're gonna have to go with. I'm not seeing anything that's more, you know, that more really stands out. All right, we got some chin straps coming down, so we'll give him some sideburns. Or oh yeah, that's it. I'm digging that. Ooh, we got a handlebar. Oh, you know what? Actually, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That shorter, more presenter could almost, turn his mustache as he wanted. I think that's what we'll do. All right, let's put him in a normal pose for a minute. All right, so body's gonna stay the same. We don't really need to mess with that. Clothing. Go ahead and give him something. Wow, actually, that is very much what I. Okay, wow, that was upsettingly easy for what I wanted. I do want to change those gauntlets. Because I want something that is more metal going up the arms. Ooh, that looks cool if the fingers weren't exposed. If I can find that actually has the fully set fingers. Ooh, actually that's not too bad at all. Those are also good. I don't like how they flare though. That flare has always gotten me over the years that I've used this. Ooh. That's nice. That's more futuristic than I want to go. Where was that one? But not those. Keep going. There we go. I like those. Really like those. I think that really matches what he has on there. I don't think we have anything over the chest. So we're gonna... Yeah. We're gonna grab, oh, what is that? Oh, that's just a drapery. No. Don't really care much for that. Don't need that. I kind of do like that though. I kind of like how that pulls it off of his collar a bit. Okay, neck. I don't think we're gonna do anything with the neck because everything would just be buried. Yeah, it's all gonna be buried. Feet are fine. That looks good. I don't think we're gonna need to really worry about changing those. What is that? Yeah, actually, you know what? No, we will change that. Okay, cool. So on to the gear. Now we can do lightning. That is something we can wield lightning directly. That looks badass. And we're going to have his book on the side, like it is featured in that picture. And maybe on his other side, we will have a scroll. Like that. Actually, you know what? No, we need his mace somewhere. Yeah, that's a little big. There we go. Gotta have his mace. We'll have to rotate that though. All right, cape. Thinking something small, something tattered. It looks like he has something like that flowing off the back of his cape there, or his something flowing off of his back there. So we're looking good so far. I don't think we're gonna do anything with the eyes. In this, he has lightning coming out of them. We can actually do something like that just by making his eyes glow in the paint booth. All right, now to get a decent pose. Okay, actually, let's just rotate. No, okay. We have to switch what's in his hands. So put that over there and put that one in that hand. There we go. So now he's prepped and ready. He's shooting lightning out of his one hand, and he's prepping that lightning ball behind him. So maybe casting lightning bolt with lightning lure or lightning bolt. A cantrip with his hand. I mean, you can always adjust the stance. I can. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna have the patience to get this stance. So I do though need to. I'm glad you mentioned that. TMI R94. Don't know what you want me to call you there. Call you TM, if that's good. I do need to rotate his I need to rotate his mace, because pulling that off, you mean you'd be ripping through there. Temer. Okay, cool. That works. All right, Temer, thank you. I could see him, reaching down, like pulling it straight out. So definitely want that. Also, the concept of it just like leaning back, and it not falling. So, as someone who has walked around for 8 hours with an axe on his hip, I know how much of a pain it can be to have something slipping like that. All right. You know what? Actually. You know what? Let's go into here. See if there's another one. That's way too big. That one's not bad. Kind of want one that, like Zach was talking about. Oh, you know what? Actually, is it even a thing? Sometimes they just have the weirdest things in here, and we can get lucky that there would actually be a microphone. But I don't think we're gonna get away with that. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know what that's supposed to be, but we can say that that's kind of his lightning rod. Oh, dude, you're damn pure totem barbarian moon druid, 100%. Yeah, that is an amazing concept. You want a character that is going to outlast everyone. The only thing that you could do differently there, and I don't even think. You know what? I gotta look at something. The only thing that I could think of that you could do differently, because I'm assuming this is where you're rolling. You're gonna grab resistance to everything except for psychic. And then, so that's going to essentially give you half damage on everything. Then when you wild shape, you know, whatever you shape change into is automatically going to be buffed beyond all reason. So if we pull out the bestiary, I believe a moon druid can change into anything that's CR1. So let's bump that up. Let's make sure that it doesn't have a fly speed or a swim speed. I mean, a swim speed I think comes first. Psychic that feeds by yeah. So, oh wait, I went the wrong way with this. So we want there we go. That's what we want. So yeah, I mean, a direwolf, you're already in really good shape. I think most of these things are going to have around 30 some, you know, yeah, giant octopus and there you go. Giant hyena has 45 hit points. Brown bear, yep, 34. Direwolf, 37. Also with pack tactics is probably one of your better bets. That would be, I mean, and that's kind of the crazy thing about druids, and it's why druids are one of the more diverse classes. The fact that you have good melee combat advantage, you have good range combat advantage, you have good magic, you have really good tanking abilities, you have a lot of support. Druids kind of do it all. And moon druids getting the ability to do it as a bonus action, to do it with creatures of CR1 or lower. You could immediately jump into a direwolf, getting pack tactics, getting, you know, a crazy decent bite attack. And then mixing that with your bear totem barbarian, essentially giving you half damage on everything. That is because the one character that I built who was a barbarian recently, right here, Kalishtar Barb, a Kalishtar bear totem barbarian. So he has, while raging, has resistance to literally everything, because Kalishtar innately have resistance to psychic damage. So if you play a Kalishtar Barb and you go bear totem, you have resistance to everything, no matter what. But now I love this. I love that idea. Playing into a Dampier and getting that, how much? Equal to the piercing damage dealt by the bite. So let me see here. You add your constitution. When you attack, it deals. So I guess this would also definitely play into how your DM works. So for example, your vampiric bite is your natural weapon, and it deals 1d4 piercing damage when you attack with this bite. Oh yeah, I mean rage, yeah, you're also getting extra damage from that. You're getting your +2 on that. I would just make sure that your DM is on board with your idea, because I personally would not mind if one of my players came to me with this concept and they were like, hey, I want to play a Dampier, bear totem, barbarian, moon druid. This is the concept. I could see a DM saying, okay, it's this bite. It's vampiric bite, which is only 1d4. Whereas if your DM would be a little more forgiving, you could argue that in your direwolf form, you're getting 2d6 +3 plus your rage bonus. So you're getting like 2d6 +5 in that healing. So, you get an ability. Yeah. So I would say definitely make sure that you talk with your DM. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. And that's another thing. If you're playing with if you have somebody in your group, if your DM allows you to do this, and when you deal piercing damage with a bite attack, that you get those hit points, all you need to do is be in a party with a level 8 druid, a shepherd druid specifically, and you're set. Because the thing you have to... I actually did this once in a game that I played. When you... when you're a shepherd druid, you can actually have an additional amount of hit points attached to your... yeah, here it is. Creature appears with more hit points. So the things that you conjure appear with 2 extra hit points per hit die. Now, the spell in particular is Conjure Woodland Beings. So this is the one that allows you to summon, you know, fey creatures. And the main one that we would look at here is 8 fey creatures of CR 1/4 or less. And the big one is pixies. So pixies have 1 hit point. They have 1d4 -1. So that means that they're going to have 3 hit points because of your druidic bonus. Also, if you get the bear spirit, this is going to allow them to have an amount of temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your druid level. If you're at least level 8, that's 13. So you got these guys rocking up with 16 hit points. You have them cast, you summon 8 of them. Most parties consist of anywhere from 4 to 5 players. So if you as a druid have 8 pixies and you cast, you have 3 of them, not 3. You have 4 of them cast polymorph on your level 8 party, you can turn them into T-Rexes. You can then have the other 4 cast fly on those T-Rexes, giving them a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. So now you have a T-Rex that can fly with a 60-foot flying speed, 2 attacks, each one plus 10 to hit, with an average of about 28 points of damage each. And the great thing about this is that if you as a druid are still in a body, just take the pixies, put them in a bag, not necessarily a bag of holding, but you could do a bag of holding, but put them into a bag and then put that on your back or somewhere safe and just hang out next to your bear spirit. Because now all you have to do is dodge. You can cast shield, you can do whatever reactions to make sure that you are still good. Because your pixies are now in the bag, they can't be targeted. They can't be the targeted, or they can't be the target of direct spells, of AoEs, because they're in full cover. They are basically untouchable in there so long as you, keep them in there. It's one of the most broken things ever, and the only argument that I as a DM have ever made against it was the fact that you have to be at least in a campaign where the concept of a dinosaur is at least reasonable for one of your players to have encountered or met at some point, because that's one of the big things about conjure animals. But arguably pixies, they could have seen it, and it's hard to argue if a pixie has or has not seen a T-Rex technically. So it's a hell of a broken ability. But yeah, no, your Dampier is a great concept. All right, so let's get some color onto Maelstrom here. So I think we're gonna go with this. We are going to go with white hair. I'm kind of digging that like silvery look over there. And we do want to do that kind of elemental eye. So I don't know if we want to do that or if we want to do, so that's a little bit brighter. So there we, you know, I think that one looks good. And we'll also have to see what, you know, what it does to the lightning in itself. All right. Ooh, you know what? I know it's the one that it gives it, but that looks baller. I'm really liking that so far. All right. So yeah, let's take a look. So we got, so it did choose that. I really want more of a blue. So we're going to go ahead and delete that. We're going to grab this, and I want more of like a deeper kind of muted blue from the tips. There we go. Oh, that looks sick. I don't know. Maybe even that looks cool too. Ooh, you know what? No, that's what we're going to go with. So let's give him those eyes we were talking about. Now, I think I can, I'm almost positive there are new stuff. He looks striking. Yep. God damn it. I want to say there was, but I am mistaken. I thought there was a lightning bolt. Oh, that's a straight up Zuko scar. Huh. Let's see. That looks kind of cool, actually. I really, that looks very, very cool. I think that's probably, oh, you know what? No, that looks good, actually. Let's paint that the same color as his eyes. And we'll give some of his, we're gonna give this a kind of charred look, as that is his lightning rod that he uses to attract lightning. I want to put a silver binding on his book. I'm already liking all of this. I think this looks really good. And I think maybe let's give him, yeah, that looks good. All right, so there we go. You know, a little bit different than, you know, than the art over here. But hey, I kind of prefer that. You know, I like to use it more as an inspiration and, you know, allow itself to become what it's meant to be, become itself. So let's copy this name, get him saved into here, and we'll get a token made. Which one are we gonna go with? Yeah, we'll get a cloudy background. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. Ooh. That looks cool. Can we change that? Can we change the frame color? Oh, wow, I actually didn't, oh, that looks good. Can I change them? Yes, okay, cool. Let's get one which is kind of the dark, or the super light. Let's get a blue, and we'll get a darker kind of grayish for the cloud. There we go. And we'll get that lightning in there. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. And let's get that portrait in there. Awesome. There we go. So there is our first character of the night, Maelstrom Thunderman, a cleric wizard, a Tempest cleric scribe wizard who is a weatherman. He is out there telling his stories, bringing the thunder, bringing the pain, and bringing the rain every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So let's give that another quick save as we move on to our next character of the night. Oh, you know what? Actually, let me do this real quick. Let's get a good stance there. I actually never gave him a proper base. There we go. Let's get him standing outside. Where's the cloud and sun shapes? Yeah, that's all from prestidigitation. That's all prestidigitation. All right. So we're gonna grab this and get this image. And what we're gonna do with that is wherever he loaded up on my computer. Is that it? Yes. All right. So, to those of you who watched, one of my last episodes of Chilling with Lofi and doing D&D stuff, where I had made Drunnin, the human blacksmith knight. Well, not knight. He was a squire, and Raina Ribbit, the grung Way of the Open Fist monk. We made figures for them, so why don't we bring them out and get them down in a place of honor, and we'll get him involved. We'll get him down here, down next to Drunnin. There we go. So they'll be down there hanging out as we continue on. Might have to have him take a step back if we're working on this screen, but I think they're fine where they are now. So okay, so this was, like I said, this was the first character that we were making tonight. Now, the second character that we are making tonight is another Genasi. Now, on yesterday's stream, I was adding in a subclass for the monk that was the Way of the Fire Dancer. Now, the entire idea behind it is that you do a dance, you flick up flames, and you are wreathed in them. And you gain proficiency with performance and acrobatics, you gain fire resistance, you can deal additional fire damage. You can also use your ki to run past people or defend yourself and wreath yourself in fire. But one of the coolest things is that you can also turn your fire into radiant fire. And this gave me, I had already had the idea of a fire Genasi, fire dancer, but it gave me the concept to have another character as to be their counterpart. So a Scourge Azamar. And the reason why I want to do that is because Fire Genasi are plane touch creatures. They are beings that have some influence from the plane, much like the Air Genasi that Maelstrom is. But they have some kind of touch to the planes themselves, specifically the chaotic planes of fire, and it's very chaotic. It is this constantly ever-moving, ever-writhing fury that has built up, and that's a lot of times what is associated with Fire Genasi. But there is also the Scourge Aasimar, who are plane touch creatures, touched by the planes of the Celestials and of the heavens. But the Scourge Aasimar has an ability, a racial trait called Radiant Consumption, where they explode out with radiant fire and energy, burning not only themselves, but creatures around them. And that's who I want to make tonight. I want to make these two characters. I want them to be twins. I want them to, you know, be kind of like a good and light, or I mean, like a dark side and a light side, not necessarily good and evil, but more chaos and law, but I guess maybe not law. And the first one that we're going to start off with tonight, we are going to be making the Fire Genasi. So I haven't thought of a name yet. I was going to look through here, and I have seen a few. Ash is actually a really good name. Scoria. You know what? I'm actually just really... I saw Ash, and that kind of resonated with me. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to make Ash. So you got Ash. Now the Blaze, yeah. Oh, always with those Ys. Hey, I get it. I do it. Funny enough, my friend actually, I helped him make a character who was a Fire Genasi, whose name was, it was like, they were a changeling, or no, they weren't a Fire Genasi. They were a changeling, and their name was Ash, but it was like Ash and Ashlyn, depending on what, how they, you know, how their gender was at that time. But this is the art that I generated for this, and I absolutely love this look. You know, a black draped fire dancer. And so this is the feeling that I want to evoke with this. This is actually the art that I found for the Aasimar, you know, somebody who has more of a purity, of a radiance tied with them. So I'm thinking, you know, very much in line with this look. Maybe, you know, I like that this is maybe like an earring or a ponytail, some kind of belt in just a shirt, but feeling that radiant energy spilling from them, whereas with the sister, her more just feeling that innate drive and dance and movement that the fire ignites within her. So we'll get to making her. So we're gonna go Fire Genasi, as we have already decided. So that'll be medium. Reach into the blaze. Because this is a monk, we're gonna go wisdom. And monk, a level 4 monk. We always make our characters at level 4. And I already know that I'm going to get expertise in acrobatics and performance, so I'm actually not going to worry about grabbing those now. So I do want athletics, and I'm going to take... I'm actually going to take religion. As for the artisan tool or the instrument, there is a, I know, I'm pretty sure Hannah would know it if I mentioned it. There is a style of dance, I believe it's a Spanish style of dance, called Clemente. I think, or it's something like that. I think it's like a, it's a Spanish style dance. Flamenco, that's what I'm thinking. So that is very like fast-paced, very, you know, rhythmic. And I'm kind of thinking of something that's more of like finger snaps in a sense. So I don't know if there is a musical instrument in here with that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I might just leave this blank, and then whenever I go into making the character, I'll just add that as a custom one. It'll be, you know, like hand tambourines or something like that. I think that's what it would be, like those little like clicky, you know, snappy things. Monastic tradition, so obviously we are going with Fire Dancer. And the ability score improvement. Now, we're already getting fire resistance from the from being a fire genasi, but this is the one that also gives you where you can reduce by an additional amount equal to 1d6. But so we don't really need to take anything that's going to give us more resistance, but as goofy as this is actually a homebrew feat. This is actually a homebrew feat that it was made. I made it for a friend of mine because of something that happened in our game, but it's called backwards fucking pageantry. Over the years, you have honed your reaction speed and timing, allowing you symbols. That's the word I couldn't figure out. To allow you to quickly writhe and contort to avoid devastating blows. As a reaction, when targeted by an attack, you can make an acrobatics check against the attacking creature's roll to hit. On a success, you nimbly dodge around the attack and take no damage. On a fail, it hits as normal, and this is once per short or long rest. So this is what came to my mind whenever I first started thinking of this character as somebody who is very quick, moving around and dodging attacks. That's what I'm going to go with for their 4th level feat. I know it's a homebrew one. I probably will never play these characters, so I'm not really too worried about that. But we're going to increase 2. We definitely want dexterity bumped up, and we also want wisdom bumped up. That's going to be a must-have. So we're going to do a standard array. We're going to get these both up to 16. Now from there, I'm going to go a pretty decent layout. Dexterity 16, wisdom 16, that's good. I want charisma to be the next highest. While charisma is not necessarily a skill that's going to be super important with a lot of class features, it is very thematic and appropriate to the character itself. Gotta rock some extra constitution. Strength is okay to drop, and intelligence is okay to drop, in my opinion, at least for this character. Now for the language, again, we're going to grab Primordial. That's kind of a go-to for this one. As for the background, Entertainer is 100% it. Now, this is where we're already getting acrobatics and performance. So we are going to have to switch those once we get into everything else. We're going to grab Hand Drum. And we're also going to, once we get in there, we're going to do finger cymbals. That's going to be our next thing. So equipment for the weapon, I'm actually not sure. You know what? A sling actually sounds like a cool concept. Having it be something that they can, this character might twirl around, possibly having her sling be something that she pulls her hair up with. So when she goes to attack, she can like pull her hair, it flows down, it kind of, you know, the flames flick off of it, and then she can, you know, grab some kind of pebble or something and swing it around and flick it at someone. Like that. We're going to replace that with the finger cymbals. All right, so there we go. Build is set up. Let's go ahead and switch these over. We'll get some fire colors in there. Actually, I want this one. No, we are going to do that. We are going to do that. only have those spells. We don't have to actually worry about spells this time around. We don't have very many. We don't have a lot of starting equipment because we're a monk. It's, oh, you know what? This is actually something I forgot to grab. Yeah, I did forget to grab the rest of this. So, do we have the, we don't even have the 15 gold. So let's make sure we grab that. Simple weapon, we have the sling. We don't need to worry about that. We need an explorer's pack. We have the darts. We have the hand drum. We have the costume. There we go. Now we got our basics. Good. Good. And we're gonna change this. Well, no. Replace that. Let me change that. We're going to add a custom tool, and this is going to be finger symbols. And this is from Fire Dancer. Perfect. And we are going to add another hand drum. And we're going to change this to finger symbol. Awesome. So let's equip the sling. We actually have a pretty decent amount of damage on that, but produce flame is actually something that that'll kind of be the main ability but behind this character. I mean, not only is it the martial arts, but getting that produce flame distance is so good. And honestly, I think a Fire Ganassi Way of the Four Elements monk might also be a very good build, because you can kind of play into fire, which is one of the most notable. Okay, so there we go. We got Ash built. Got her all statted out. And I think with that, we'll jump over to Hero Forge and start getting Ash's character built. She is a human. Well, she's human-based. Let me rephrase that. She's human-based. Okay, so we get her some more defined features. There we go. I think that those eyes are more elvish. There we go. That's good. Now hair, we want that to be kind of pulled. Oh, come on. There we go. I kind of want it to be flowing. You know, kind of imagining her in this dance is where my mind sits. Her, like, you know, pulling up her hair into a ponytail whenever she starts her dance, and or possibly having it up and then, you know, revealing it when she whenever she gets into combat. So I think something like that is actually pretty good. Probably how she would walk around for the most part. Adjust that stance. God, do I hate that, or that starting stance is just so weird. It does. It has always bothered me. All right, we don't need to play with this. Don't need to play with eyebrows. So, oh, there we go. Body. Don't need to do anything there. Clothing. All right, so we're gonna start off with a dress because I really want this to be more of a dancer. That looks actually pretty decent. It's kind of how I'm looking at it over here, because you can see that, like, this almost is picking up the color of these flames around her. And if that was the case, this might be like there's like a white part of the dress that's underneath of that main dress, kind of like over like over this shoulder, it goes down with the black, but this shoulder, there's like the shoulder piece is just a little bit of white. And that might be something that could be like, you know, just part of the design where there's that little bit of light underneath. And maybe this means that you know what, actually I just had a great idea. I said Ashlyn before. That's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be Ash and Ashlyn. Perfect. And I think that would be cool, having like you know, having Ashlyn's outfit be very dark, very, you know, the kind of a Black Swan vibe, and then having Ash's outfit being more white with that little like a little stark of black, kind of the representation of their, you know, of their sibling. So I know there was something in here that's not terrible, actually. So this is that top piece. Is there actually, that right there. If only the shoulder straps were a little bit thinner, but that is exactly what I'm referring to. This is going to be black, and this under piece is going to be white. That is 100% what I was thinking of. My God, are her hands huge? Is there any way I can... Man, those are... Maybe it's just I'm not used to making a female on here for it. Very rarely do I ever make human females on here, but man, are those proportions just kind of crazy. Can I like, no, that's the, I don't want to lower that. What? Upper scale? No. Man, I don't know. Those hands just seem a little big. Maybe things will change once we get into a pose. All right, so we want fire. We want fire around the hands. So I don't think that's going to be too crazy. I don't want anything that's like blasting. I would rather have it just be something innate. To the hands. I wish there was a way to like have it wreathed around the hand. But we're gonna add a ring. Each one of them is gonna have a ring. It's gonna be the one will be on there we go, yeah. The one will have it on there. The sister will have it on the left hand. Yep. Brother will have it on the right. That'll be their, that'll be something tied to them. Give her some kind of earring. She does have earrings in here, so want to represent that. Oh wait, actually, I've seen these before. I'm not adding one, but I didn't know if there would be something in there. I was kind of thinking anything that could be like on her head, like almost like a little tiara or something like that, like a crown, just as like a decoration. But I think if that's in there, it would be in clothing. Nope. Oh wait, actually, that doesn't look too bad. Oh, don't want that. Nope. Kind of like that one. There's not a lot in here. That's not bad. I kind of like that. I you know, I just wanted something small, something, you know, as more of an adornment. So I think that's good. Don't need a mask. All right, now we're gonna grab something for the ground. We'll put her on some wood flooring as if she was in somewhere dancing. Is there a way to do fire around here? No, not really. What are those? Just sticks and leaves? That's a fire, but you know what? Actually, I don't mind that. Yeah, that's not the worst thing I've seen. Yeah, I don't need to have two. Okay, so for the pose, we'll, Okay, that's not terrible. His hands might have to change. You know what? That's actually not bad. I don't mind that. Like, almost her, like, in a spinning kind of a twirl. All right. So, can I... Yeah, that's not gonna help. That's... I have no way... Oh, wait, what? I have no way of doing the thing that I want to do, and I want to move it. I want to be able to move it in and out, not just spinning this around. Kind of kills me about, you know, the fire in the hands. You know what? Let me think. Now, I was thinking of like the little finger symbols. I doubt something like that is in here. There is a section for musical instruments. So there's a little ocarina. It's not going to help us too much. Oh, maracas. Hey. I don't like that. But it was funny. Oh, wait. Is there a singular coin? No. Damn it. I was thinking if there was a coin, I might be able to maneuver it to look like I want. What is that? No. What did... She has a sling. She has a sling and produce flame. I don't know. Yeah, that's... Oh, there is a microphone. Excuse me? Why didn't I have that for Maelstrom? I wish there was something that was just like a little tiny kind of object. That was just like real small. I don't want to fish. As goofy as a plate is. Oh, do chakrams. That's actually kind of cool. Have it be more of like an actual tambourine. Was there a tambourine in here? I think there was at the bottom. That's a harp. You know what? I'm actually not too upset about that. I kind of am digging that. I wish they were a bit smaller. Beggars can't be choosers, though. That is, oh, wait, what is that? Is that a pizza? That's a pizza. That's a weird sentence. Ooh, okay. I could see those being, like, smaller maracas, like... Oh, wait, is that just a gemstone? Oh, that's perfect! Her hands are in the right position, as goofy as they may seem. We can have those be, you know, something that she holds on to that, you know, she's able to channel her dance and her music through. I think that's I think that's a great option, in my opinion. So yeah, we'll do that. Now we already kind of established that she's going to have her hair is held up by her sling, so we actually don't need really anything else. There's nothing that needs to go on the back. I don't want to give her a cape. I think that just looks gaudy. So I think for the most part she's good. Now I am going to get rid of the fire on the base. For one, I just don't like it. I wish that I could have. Oh wait, there we go. Got it. And I can color those as fire. That will work. That will work. I wonder if there's anything else like that. Something that I can color in. Are these just sticks? I did look at those before, but yeah, they are. No, yeah, I like this. I can have these coming up as you know, as her flames are flicking up. I am going to change this though to stone. I'm going to change this to pebble. Or maybe, yeah, tile. There we go. Kind of what I think that's what she's dancing on in this other picture. Now the only thing that I want to do is I want to change her face. I don't want to have it smiling. I do just want to have it very like, very in the moment. But I kind of want to have her like in that picture with her head tilting up. I don't. Let's. She's kind of in this. You know, I think I can close her eyes. I thought I could, but it's oh, that's the shoulder. Yeah, I want her to like be in this moment. I actually kind of want her to have her eyes closed. Just because she's kind of feeling that. Also it looks like she's going backwards. I think she's like this. So I think the hair is fine. I don't think we really need to do anything. Hair, actually, no, that actually looks a little better. There you go. Having a, you know, she's kind of going in a clockwise position here, rotating off of this foot, about to like spin around. All right, so let's get some color in here. We want some black hair. And we are going with a dark theme, so we're going to grab something that at least just works as a baseline. And then we're going to modify from there. So, okay. Now this is going to be the white, so that works. I think that should be the same black that is underneath. And I want this to be this red. I want this to be like an orangish, like more of an orangish red, but I guess that red will work. I think what we'll do is we'll maybe make this. You know what? Actually, we'll make that red, and we'll make this orange. Don't like that. Don't like that. You know, I think that's fine. Maybe we'll do that. Let's get these flames right. So these are these flames that are flicking up. Maybe we'll have the base be red. Well, actually, you know what? I should have it. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? Let's do this. We'll make all of this, and then we're gonna go into mix, and we're gonna make these lows really dark. We're gonna essentially make them just straight black. Why is it not? Why is that not? That is weird. That is not letting this just go to black. I wonder, can I do a standard and then have this? Can I have anything be black? No. Interesting. Huh, okay. I kind of wanted to have it be like black flames. But I guess we're not going to do black flames. Now, we are going to give her... I wanted to do orange eyes, but we're going to do red. And this crest at the top is going to be... red metal. And that sling is a good color. It's just kind of a brown leather. We want these symbols in, or what are essentially symbols in her hands. We need those to be a kind of gold color for what we're using the representation of. I don't actually think that's too bad. I'm not feeling that, not feeling that rope around her waist, so I actually am going to change that to white to allow it to contrast a lot better. There we go. And I think, wait, should I change? Don't care about that. That's actually not bad. I like the more of a contrast in them. Can I change that? Can I change that? Oh, that's cool. Okay, so oh, I like that. Okay. There we go. So I think that's what we're gonna roll with, where from the ground spawning up her black flames kind of seep out from the ground. Yeah, that looks cool. Wonder, yeah, you know what, actually that one looks a little better. And then from there, kind of, you know, billows up around her. Now I know there is some flame decals, so I'm thinking maybe something on her, like on her arms is like a body decoration. I don't want to go crazy. I really want it to be super minor. Honestly, I don't even see anything. I don't see anything I like in there. I could change her hair color. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to leave it the way that it is. That's just fire. Her lines on her face. No, we'll give her a little bit of makeup. Nothing crazy. As you can tell, I've never done makeup. All right. Kaylee, how do I do makeup? I gotta get my wife, folks. Can't do makeup. I'm trying to give, I'm on stream, just so you know. I'm making this fire dancer. I want to give her some makeup because she's supposed to be an entertainer, like a dancer. Okay. I don't know what color the makeup around her eyes should be. Or her lips. Actually, that looks nice on her lips. What should this be? Is it supposed to be something that's super stand out-ish or what?
I don't know. Usually my preference is like darker colors.
Like black?
Essentially, yes. But I'm assuming there's no other color that you're going to do.
No, I could do any color.
Like shadows.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Because you have a cat. So you have a cat eye right now.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're able to do a like eyeshadow thing.
Like that?
No.
Like that?
Sort of, yeah.
But getting rid instead of that? So just having that? If I get rid of that, just that?
Not doing whatever her dress is.
Her dress is black and white.
Well, then I guess it would be black.
That seems a little garish.
What I mean, like...
Oh, what about that? Or that?
That one I don't mind. I like the other one.
Doesn't look like hooks. What about that? Little wings. Nah, she's doing that.
That's what I was...
What color? What color?
Are you...
What?
You said her coloring's black and white.
So, okay. So here's the idea behind this character. She is a fire Ganassi. Plain touch by fire. She's a fire dancer. She has an innate chaotic spirit within her that is expressed through dance and fire, and she can shoot fire, and she can set people on fire.
And you chose black and white for her dress?
So the thing is that I chose black and white for her dress, mostly because this is this is the image that I went off of, what you can see there on the left side of the screen, because I wanted her to be like the dark, chaotic twin compared to who is going to be the next character that I make, who is more of the white, purity, lawful, as Scourge Azamar fire dancer.
That one is white, then do hers as a deep blue instead of black.
For the dress?
Yes, a deep blue instead of black, so that this way you can have contrast on her face.
Like that? Or like what? That's more like a gray.
Not like, yeah, that seemed a little too shiny.
So, like that? Or like that?
The other one.
That?
Yeah. And then you can make the eye makeup around her face be blue.
Should it be deep? Should it be a darker? Should this be darker?
Make it too dark, but as long as you can still tell there's blue hues in it.
Like that?
Sure.
And then what about her face? Then what?
The makeup.
Yeah, what with the face then?
Make it a blue shade, but not vibrant blue. You want it to be a deeper blue. But then this way, at least it has something to tie into the makeup for it's not just all black.
Like this.
Yes. We'll fix that one, but yes. And what about the headpiece?
What about the headpiece?
Are you changing it or leaving it?
I don't know. You know what?
You're gonna have to somehow match it somehow.
Like that?
Yes. The contrast between the red and the blue.
All right. Thanks, hon. Wonderful wife, folks. All right. Well, there we go. We got her set up. We can actually do these with this color. Oh, yeah, that looks shiny. Yeah, sick. I like this. I like how this looks. So there we go. I really wish I could get it so that her eyes were closed. I think it would look so much like of her just in her element. But I can only do like looking one way or the other. I guess maybe give her some expression. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. Don't. There we go. Yeah, have her. And she's pretty happy. She's pretty proud of herself right now. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So there we are. We got Ashlyn. I don't know. I don't if I can do eyes, maybe I'll figure out another time. It's not on the heads. You know, it's not in the torso or anything like that. And it could honestly just be back here. Uh-oh. I got rid of her eyes entirely. You know, I think I'm gonna move away from having her with like the red eyes. I think I'm gonna give her silver. There we go. Stands out a little bit more. All right. Yeah, so there we go. We're gonna save as. This is gonna be Ashlyn. And now we'll grab a token. And let's say, you know what, we'll do, not feeling that. Not feeling that either. That actually looks pretty good. So we'll have that set up. I kind of actually like the background already. I kind of like it looks almost like she's in a dance hall. Let's make this a little bit darker. Let's make that deep blue. Actually, no, I kind of want to go with the orange fire. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we'll give that a download, and then we will don't need to hide the base, but go ahead and grab that token. Now I have that open somewhere. So go back to here, and we will change character sheet. We're actually going to change this because I kind of like the blue fire, you know, that we've gone with for her. Do something like that, and let's get. Nope, not the portrait. We want the token. There we go. Change that frame. Let's get some fire or something in there. Perfect. I think that's what we'll do for both of them. Ooh, back's itchy. All right. So I think we are set with I think we're set with her. That's it. We got Ashlyn made. Now we gotta bring her in here with everyone else. Didn't even realize I used a very similar pose as to what we got. We got Maelstrom over there with. But now we're gonna move on to her brother. Now, brother being an Aasimar, this presents us with a different opportunity. Now, Aasimar is very near and dear to my heart. And the reason for that is because one of the characters that I made, who is my very first character right here, this boy, Azazel. And actually, he's right up there, right above the picture that I generated next to the DM. That's him up there with the white cowl and the white mask. He is a Scourge Aasimar, Celestial Warlock, Divine Soul Sorcerer. I have a 30-page backstory for him. I've talked about him a few times. Very, very important character to me because he was kind of the character that I spent a lot of time developing, and I had so much character development to start the game with that I had so little to like, throw into the game. He eventually ended up leaving the campaign to pursue his religion, and then became an enemy of our group. So terrifying. But one of the cool things about the Scourge Aasimar is they get a really cool ability called Radiant Consumption. Now, Radiant Consumption works... does this allow you to have... Yeah. So, Radiant Consumption allows you to have searing light radiating from your eyes and mouth. So, for 1 minute, creatures within 10 feet of you take damage equal to your proficiency bonus, which you also take that. Or wait, does it not have that anymore? Hold on. Races. Urge. Okay, hold on. No, we need to not pin. Look at that. Third level, you can use your action to unleash divine energy within yourself. Your transformation lasts for a minute. During it, you shed bright light in 10-foot radius. And at the end of each of your turns, you and each creature within 10 feet of you take damage equal to half of your level rounded up. In addition, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage with an attack or spell equal to your level. This one is still 1 minute. It's actually a bonus action. It still was a bonus action. Okay. For the duration, you shed 10 light or bright light and 10-foot dim light, and at the end of each of your turns, each creature within 10 feet of you. Okay, so it doesn't hurt you anymore. Takes radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus until the end of your transformation. Once on each of your turns, you can deal when you, and that's equal to your proficiency bonus. Huh. I don't hate that you're not taking the damage now, but that was kind of like the payoff with it. That was kind of the idea behind it, was that it was so powerful that it was burning through you, and I kind of liked that feeling. So I'm kind of like meh on selecting a new one. It doesn't, I mean, it's not bad. It's basically the same thing. It just doesn't hurt you, which I guess I'm complaining that something doesn't hurt my character. So, all right, but we're going to go Scourge Aasimar. Like I said, we want that Radiant Consumption. We want the Monk. Oh, wait, I don't think we ever picked, no, we did. We have backwards fucking pageantry. So we're going to go same thing in here. We're going to go athletics. But for him, yep. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just had the great idea. We're going to go back in. We're going to change Ashlyn's proficiency from religion to history. I kind of like that difference between her. We're going to leave that empty. We're going to do the same thing. Well, no, we're not going to do the same thing. So, I like that. I like this look. I think for him, I don't know. I don't get like the same, I got a very like heavy feeling with Ashlyn's, art, but with this, I'm not getting like the same innate, but I do actually have an idea. We'll go with a lyre. And the reason is because it's kind of like a harp, and he's going to be more angelic. So she will have these harsh brass percussion instruments, and he will have this light, airy, string instrument. I think that's cool. I never turned these on, but honestly, I could just turn them on the next time if I ever actually use these characters. All right, so Fire Dancer. Now, for his, this is going to be a little different. I actually had initially the idea of Fey Touched. Getting a handful of spells that I could play off of. I think that feat would work pretty well. Where are they? Feats. There we go. So Fey Touch, giving you Misty Step, and also a first level feat from Divination or Enchantment. Silvery Barbs. That's actually very powerful. That would be, oh, shoot, got my drink. That would be an interesting way to play it off. I could also do Charm Person. I never like taking Charm Person, though. Creature knows that you charm them at the end, and I don't like that. I've never liked that. Heroism is another good one. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is also another really good one. I don't necessarily know if this character was. I kind of imagine this character being where his sister is more, where Ashlyn is more intense and fiery and very in your face and more chaotic and lively. I kind of feel as if I feel Ash is going to be, I feel that Ash is going to be more stoic, more like, not reserved, but, kind of like more ethereal, in a sense. So Silvery Barbs is stupid powerful. I mean, there are some DMs that just straight up ban that. Basically what it is when a creature within 60 feet of you succeeds on an attack on any D20 test, you can make them re-roll it. You can essentially just give them disadvantage. You then choose a different creature within the same range, 60 feet, and give them advantage on their next D20 test for the next minute. It's so broken. It's the fact that so many characters get access to it. It's such a huge range. It's only a first level spell. You're not only giving somebody disadvantage, but you're also giving somebody advantage. Very, very powerful. Comprehend language actually wouldn't be bad. Come to think of it. But you know what? Maybe we look at a different, and maybe we look at a different one. We could do Fighting Initiate. Which fighting initiate would be good. Get some unarmed fighting in there, maybe blind fighting. Ooh, actually, I really like that concept. Don't fight the blind. What's up, Bobicus? You know what? I actually really like the idea of this character having blind fighting. That's an option that I'm gonna think about here. I'm gonna continue looking through here. I could also take healer. He does have innate healing, so that is a thing. How are you doing tonight, Bobicus? What are you up to, buddy? Sister could have also had shadow touched instead of backwards fucking pageantry. Browsing and drowsing. I get that, man. I definitely do. We're over here making some characters. We already made the couple that you see down there. So we got Ashlyn, who is our right there, who is our Fire Ganassi Fire Dancer monk. Are they and we have Maelstrom Thunderman, who is a weatherman. He's an Air Ganassi Tempest Cleric Scribe wizard. He has the ability to change the elemental damage type of his spells, and any lightning and thunder damage at least once a day he can just deal max damage. Let me put it this way. I would gladly play any one of these if I ever played in a 5e game. I just never play. I run games. I run 3 different games. I technically do play in a D&D game, but Forever DM, that is it. I technically do play in a D&D game because occasionally on Fridays, I know right now, it's Friday and I'm not partaking in that, but occasionally on Fridays I do play in a rotating DM seat game where it's essentially just a slew of one-shots. But the character that I play in that is the one time that I got to play that, a 5e character in that, I played a Dragonborn Paladin. And then beyond that, on Wednesday nights, I play a Savage World game. So I don't play 5e, like, I run 5e. So 100% Forever DM. So, but these characters will be there. If I ever get a chance to play, I would love to play any one of the characters. Be it Reyna Ribbit, my Grung open hand monk, grappling monk more, Drunnin, the blacksmith squire, Maelstrom Thunderman, the cleric wizard, and Ashlyn, the Fire Ganassi Fire Dancer. And I'm actually in the process right now of building a character who is a Scourge Asmar Fire Dancer. So just trying to figure out what a good feat might be for this character. I am kind of leaning towards... I'm still leaning towards Fey Touch. I can't even argue that I'm not leaning towards Fey Touch. You know what? No, we're going Fey Touched. We're going to get Misty Step, and we are... Oh, Dissonant Whispers. Why didn't I see that? Yeah, we're 100% taking Dissonant Whispers. Yes. I don't even know why I didn't see that. I don't like the DM. I can run a one-shot or two. Honestly, it's I don't mind. I enjoy being the DM. I will say that. I enjoy being the DM for One particular reason, and that's because I like to have like the foreknowledge of what is going on in the world. Always kind of been my jam. You know, I have enjoyed playing in, you know, in the DM seat. A lot of my friends are you know, enjoy playing in my games. So if they're happy, I'm happy. I enjoy coming up with ideas. But I really don't do a lot of my own homebrew stuff. I will openly admit that. I don't shy away from it. Of the 3 games that I am running right now, the Phandalin 5 started out as Dragon of Icespire Peak. There was some homebrew adventure about halfway through, like the beginning portion of that, kind of the second chapter. The party went up to Neverwinter and was dealing with something very tied into one specific character, but was like building up some backstory for some of the other characters that had been introduced at that point, and dealing with some other things outside of Phandalin. But after that, Dragon of Icespire Peak was kind of evolving into the Rise of Tiamat, with the introduction of the Cult of the Dragon and the different cults that are kind of affecting the surrounding area. And now that the party on Sunday in the Phandalin 5 group, they're actually going to be going and facing off against the White Dragon of Icespire Peak, as long as things work out for them. They're going to be facing off against him and kind of, you know, checking off that big checkbox, and you know, stepping away from that chapter and moving on to the next chapter, which is dealing with the cult and what comes with that. My Rime of the Frost Maiden group is just Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. I'm running my friends through there. There has been, I love dropping in stuff that I find. Particularly, there was an issue of Lair magazine. I actually think it was the very first issue of Lair magazine from the YouTuber, the DM's Lair. He had a whole ice temple set up, and I took a lot from that and made my own encounter based off of his map. And I've kind of done a lot of things in there, and then that are of my own creation. And then I also run a game at one of my local libraries where we're starting out with Dragon of Icespire Peak, again, much like the other group I run. But that one has already an underlying adventure kind of storyline that is not associated with Dragon of Icespire Peak. It is fully a homebrew side, like, underlying story where a cult, a shadow cult was the one who got the dragon to fly in and roost in around Phandalin. And then they are using the fear of the dragon to bring forth a shadow dragon. Shadow dragons are birthed and spawned from the fear of dragons. So that's kind of the underlying story, but that ties very much into those characters' backstories. So there is a lot of prep. I'll never deny that, but I think if you can find an adventure, if you can find a module and take it and twist it to what works for you, it's so much easier. It is a lot easier to deal with than just trying to go it alone. All right, so for this, he is going to get Celestial. And he is also going to get the Entertainer background. I think they're both going to get Entertainer. And he's going to get a... Oh, this is proficiency. We're gonna do a pan flute, because that's kind of like a satyr, and, you know. Now, the simple weapon for him... I don't really see a sling being something that he would use. But I am thinking... I don't think spear... You know what? Maybe we will do sling. Maybe we'll have that be kind of their like tie together. Maybe he has like a wristband or something that is, you know, associated with his sister. All right. So we got Ash. Gotta put that on dark mode. Blinding white. I think there's platinum justice. Yeah. Don't like how that looks. Let's do cleric silver. There we go. Could do a friend. That's actually a good idea. We could do a friendship bracelet. Have Ashland's be her sling. That's a good idea. I'll have to pull up that PDF. Oh, where's that at? Bracelets of friendship. We'll have to play with that after here. There is some good ideas in there. Yeah, good on that, Stacy. Let's see. We're gonna do the same one we did. We're gonna do fire. Actually, no, we're gonna do fire. All right, but Ash is at least built. So we got the Fey Touch, we got the Wisdom, Dissonant Whispers, and Misty Step. He's got Light, which the other one has. Awesome. We're looking good. Healing Hands. Getting to heal some folks. Awesome. Awesome. Very similar to his sister, but different in specific ways. So I think, his sister has more the damaging stuff, the produce flame, burning hands, whereas, you know what? No, hold on. She's still going to be Ashland, but she's going to be known as, she's going to be Ash. Like, that's her nickname. This one's going to be Light. How come no one ever draws variant humans with the extra feats? I do. I do. Let's all right, so Ardeth Tarek, he's a variant human. I actually have multiple versions of him as a variant human. Cliche, Rosetta, Sickly Bigums, Sniper, Owen Ray Coleman as well, Maloth, Dr. Jean, and Iggy. All these characters, man. All these characters, variant humans. Ardeth Tarek, I have two versions of him. He's basically a Jedi. He uses green flame blade, so I needed telekinetic and I needed magic initiate. So I also gave him Warcaster on the Blade Singer one, but I needed telekinetic somehow. So we got that. Cliche is a variant human Echo Knight, and his Echo is his grandfather's dead spirit. But I wanted Slasher. So, and Fighting Initiate because his grandfather's spirit protects him. So I wanted Blind Fighter as well. Rosetta Lorehold is a character I built to see how many languages I could get, just to start with. So in every iteration I made of him, I took Linguist. And as you can see, you can start off, he's a level 1 character with 7 different 9 different languages, no matter what you go with. Sickly Bigums, I forget what Sickly is. I don't know what, I have no clue what this character is. Oh, wait, Sickly Bigums? I don't know who this character is. I don't know why I made him, but apparently I gave him Mage Hand and Armor of oh, wait. I know why I made this character. He has a -4 to Constitution, so he has 2 hit points. So he put everything into keeping things away from him and being able to cast Mage Armor. That's it. That's the only reason. He's everything's in intelligence, wisdom, and dexterity, but I dumped everything else. Sickly Bigums, that was it. He has a -4 to his Constitution, so he's level 20 with 2 hit points. Oh god, Sickly, no. Sniper, this was a ranger, yep, crossbow expert, sharpshooter, and piercer. He was built just to murder things from very far away. That's all he was. I don't know who Silos Babaco is, but apparently I needed Magic Initiate for something. Oh, no. Yes. Okay. Silos Babaca was my answer to being able to get level 1, the level 1 ability of why I made Barry Goodman. So Barry Goodman is a hospitality halfling who is a life cleric with all these healing abilities, but he has the ability to cast Goodberry. And the thing about Goodberry is that it heals for 1 hit point. But the life domain ability is that when you cast a level 1 spell or a level 1 or higher spell that restores hit points, creatures gain 2 plus the spell's level extra in hit points. So that means that Goodberry heals for 4 points. Now, when you cast Goodberry, you create 10 berries. So you have essentially created 40 hit points that last for 24 hours. So every day that you wake up, you have 4 first level spell slots. Even Silos, who is a first level character, can cast this twice a day if he's willing to cast no other spells. But once you start getting up there in levels, Barry, for example, can cast this 4 times a day. It can't upcast, so you're not going to ever get more than 10. But you could cast this 2 or 3 times using up your first level spell slots and have a jar of these things. And when somebody goes down or somebody takes a few points of damage, hey, here's 3 or 4 berries. You know, that's just immediately 3 berries. That's 12 hit points. I mean, that would bring Sickly Bigums up 4 times over. So that's Silos Babaca. Owen Ray Coleman, he's a variant human rogue, and I wanted to get the thrown weapon because he throws playing cards as his rogue abilities. That's how he fights. He was basically Gambit from the X-Men. Maloth was a character I made back in the day. You can tell because he's not in dark mode, but he's actually based off of a survey that I took where I made a character based off of me. And it gave me a wizard, and so I went ice magic because I prefer the cold over any other element. So I gave myself elemental adept, and then Maloth was actually going to be a big bad in a campaign I was writing. Dr. Jean, again, I made him a long time ago because his thing's not in dark mode, but elemental lightning adept. He was essentially Dr. Frankenstein, but he was the one zapped by lightning and then started like doing weird magics and stuff, and also a tinkerer. He's the old school of invention. And lastly, we got Iggy, who is, as you can see, dead. He is a wizard sorcerer. He's an evoker wizard, draconic sorcerer. And he was built because I wanted to have a character who was hyper intelligent and was very charismatic. I wanted him to be able to cast really high-powered spells. And he carried around like things to measure and stuff with. But I know that I took this because I wanted that fire adept because he was going to be a fire wizard. So yeah, I think variant humans do come up, but I think a lot of people avoid making variant humans, if only for the fact that you're making it because you're going to min-max that character. You're going for a very specific build. Yeah, but whenever people draw them, oh my god, you put feet with 2 E's. I just got the joke now. I hate you. I hate you, Bobicus. I went on a whole rant about how I had characters who were varied humans, and I didn't even catch the joke. You know what? That one picture that I had, I did have a picture. I had a picture that was of a dancer. Let me see if I can pull this up on my other screen. It honestly looked like a character with 3 legs. That's not it. Is it this one? No. I don't know if might take me a longer minute to find it than I... Wait, is that it? No. Yeah. Yeah, I did have one pop up that was, it was basically that. It was a 3-legged character. God dang it. Fell right into that. Fell right into your trap. All right, let's keep going on Light. So I kind of like this concept. I like the idea of his name being Light, Ash and Light. You know, Ash, which blocks out the sun, kind of obscures the soot that falls with it, and then the light that comes from it. Both things given off by fire. And I think that's the beauty of these two characters, that their two names, Ash and Light. They're both the byproducts. I'm going to change that on there. Both the byproducts of fire, both exuding fire in their own way, but one in a more destructive, kind of burning, intense, chaotic energy, and the other one in a more purifying, radiant, guiding energy and light. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit darker, but oh well. So I like the contrast between these two characters. So we'll start making him. And let's get that pose changed first and foremost. Now he has kind of looks like he has a mustache in that picture, and it's kind of got like, I like the white hair over the dark. So I think that's what we're gonna go with. We'll find something that's that's actually really close already. Where's that one that we saw earlier? There we go. I think that's actually pretty decent. Giving him a nice mustache there, because it does kind of look like he has a bit of a mustache in that picture. So yeah, we'll give him a little bit of facial hair. And Don't need to mess with the body. I think we're good with that. And onto the clothing. Now, in both these pictures, he's actually just wearing like very basic clothing. I kind of like the white shorts in this with like whatever that billowing is, but I really think that this is kind of like him using his radiant consumption and kind of having like everything exploding out from him. So I'm liking this imagery more as his like standard, just wearing kind of a basic t-shirt and shorts. So I think that might be pretty much what we roll with. He's very kind of basic and not, whereas his sister is more flamboyant and more, you know, I guess showy. He is still has that. He still does his own style of dance, but not to the same degree. Excuse me. Not to the same degree that his sister does. So I think that's good. I kind of like this sash that he has going on. I thought there was another sash like that. I don't like that. Don't like that either. So I think that's good. We'll do see if there's another shirt. Because that's kind of baggy in that picture. It's kind of what I want to go with. Oh, geez. Is that, no, that's an apron. That's just a straight tee. Ah, you know what? Actually, that's not bad at all. I kind of like that. That very much fits with how that looks. Kind of looks like he has a belt with some kind of pouch on the side. I think the only thing I might give him is a belt. And don't really care for that. I don't even think he needs like a bandolier or anything. I think he's pretty good. Needs some feet. He needs some shoes though. Probably not boots. Probably just don't forget the bracelets. Yeah. I'll have to add those. Nothing really like stand out to me. That's probably as close as, but those are super thick. Wish those didn't have the tongue. Wish those didn't look like cowboy boots. That's probably as close as I'm going to get to something I like. Yep, those are furs. You shopping? What are those? Lizard feet. What are those? Oh, just wraps. Hello, Beauregard. Say happy birthday to my dog, everyone. It's Beau's birthday today. 11/11, the day that Skyrim came out. I don't hate those. Probably all we're gonna go with. Probably all we're gonna have the chance for, because I don't really care for most of these boots. I just want a simple, straight boot. And it's not there. That's too... No, that's way too... All right. Let's go back up to wherever those were. Too big. Come on, which ones were they? That? Nope. I think bow is 7. You know what? That's fine. We're just going to choose those. All right. Nothing on his hands. We're going to go gear. So, he's going to have that one ring, which talked about already. And I think we're going to give him that leer. That's his instrument. That'll be his main thing. Nice. Yeah, we've had Bo for quite a while. We've had him for 5 years. So wait, should I have it on his back? Have it on his back. Yeah, you know what? Actually, kind of liking that. I don't actually think I can do a bracelet. I don't think that's a thing. Oh wait, it would be a hand. Yeah, I can. That's a bunch of rings. There's a bracelet. We'll do that one. We'll do this one. And then we'll just unbind it so that we're only doing the one. Oh, actually, no, I love that. Oh my god, that's cool. Like having it's like a hand wrap. Yeah, that's sick. All right, let's give him the same stage. He'll be on that stone tile that his sister was on. All right, let's give him a good pose. Now, sister had this, so I'm thinking maybe he's in more of a defensive stance, where she's more in the motion. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. A little bit of cocky smile. All right, so I think we'll go with something like, I think that actually was the same color, so we'll do that. And we want something that's more of a stark white, and then we'll go ahead and change some things as we see fit. So first things first, we're going to change his hair. Hair is definitely going to be white. He's going to be white, just like Maelstrom today. So 2 white-haired dapper gentlemen. Now that band around his waist, that is going to be the thing that he ties to his sister, so that has to be black. So there we go. That'll be that dark blue that those two share. And then we're gonna give him some yellow. Actually, I don't hate that. Let's make these bands yellow as well. That sling around his hand is gonna have to be this darker brown. And I kind of want those boots to be a little bit darker as well. How do I, you know, I think I can just edit them. You know what? No, I'm not going to worry about them. Now, sister, yeah, I really think that that is going to be it for him. I think he has, you know, his sister has more of the blue with that, you know, with a lot more of the darker colors with just a splash of white. Whereas for him, it's more the opposite. It's more of a, you know, he embodies more of the white or more of the light with a little splash of darkness. So, and then he's got his instrument on his back. Yeah, I mean, I know we spent a lot more time with his sister, but I think what we'll do is we'll do the same thing we did for her. We're gonna add some of those wisps at the ground for him. And instead of what we did with his sister, where it's you know, billowing up as that darkness, we'll have his coming up as more of this white wisp, where it's kind of, you know, the light is gleaning it up. I don't know if I have anything that's more white. Oh, I got bone. That's cool. Hell yeah. All right, now his sister had silver eyes. He is going to have black eyes. Kind of their contrast. All right. That mustache is killing me. I'm just not feeling that mustache. Oh, without it, I don't know. It's kind of worse without it. You know what? Maybe it's just the fact that he's smiling. Let's, yeah, that's not too bad. We'll give him a little bit of a confused look. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so we're gonna save him as light. And I think that looks all right. So we'll go to the booth. We'll make a token for him. Now the token we chose for sister was this one. So let's get that one set up. We're going to do the same color. And the background is going to be the same thing where his sister is. So there's a mosquito flying around my room tonight. So we're going to download that. And we are also going to do the full portrait. Go. And then from that, we can go back to this character sheet. Let's get this token uploaded. Perfect. And last but not least, we'll do his figure in here next to his sister. Go. So that's it. We got the twins. We got Ash and Light. So I think they look really good. So there we go. We got our two twins. We got Light here, the Scourge Azamar Fire Dancer monk, who plays a lyre, is more of the purity, more of the calmness that comes with the fire, the radiance that is aligned with that, the order, if you will, versus his sister Ash, who is more of the chaos and fire and liveliness and that excitement that comes with Dance and Fire, where she more exudes this chaotic energy, where Light's abilities are more about the whispers on the wind and the healing and being very calm and collected. His sisters are more fiery and destructive and more about the energy expulsion. So that is the twins that we have created tonight. And then on top of that, we also had, I don't have the thing up anymore, but we also had Maelstrom Thunderman, who got the name from our buddy Zach earlier. So he is an Aragonasi cleric wizard, Tempest cleric, scribe wizard. He was built more for the metagame aspect of being able to really ramp up those lightning-based spells, but with the added benefit that he is a charismatic entertainer, somebody who is a weatherman, who is interested in the weather. So with those characters out of the way, I think I'm going to move on to the other... oh, wait, you know what? I got to read... I got to make sure I save Light. Yeah, restore the unsaved character, please. Yes. Make sure we get them saved. Cool. So we're going to move on to the other thing that I was planning on doing tonight. I have two magic items that I am looking to add to here. Now, unlike other times where I've added, homebrew items and elements to D&D Beyond, I've done it where they were I had found them. These two, the one is heavily inspired off of something else that I've seen, but the other one is more of my own mind. So we're going to be making two items. Now, this first one actually kind of goes in line with the build we did for Maelstrom Thunderman, the Weatherman. This is going to be called the Chromatic Staff. And what it is it is a quarterstaff. So that is... on here, it requires attunement, and this is a spellcaster. Now, the idea behind this staff, or I don't even type in staff, it's based around Chromatic Orb. And the idea is that this staff has an amount of charges, and I think I'm going to go with 4. But the way that this works is you can expend a charge to change a spell's damage type to something else. Because it is the Chromatic Staff, it's going to be based off of the Chromatic Orb elements: Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, Poison, and Thunder. So this was thought up. I'd seen an item very much like this, which was like a chromatic item that allowed you to change an element, and this was kind of the same idea, but that one was I don't think it was I think it was like a ring or something like that, but it was it was like it you could do it to the other element that was opposite. So like thunder and lightning, poison and acid, cold and fire. Like you could swap them. With this one, this staff has 4 charges. When the caster, the caster can expend a charge when casting a spell through the staff. And now let me, this phrasing is always very specific. Okay, you know what? This staff, dark wooden staff, is adorned with a multicolored crystal at the tip. It has 4 charges, which recharge at dawn. When a caster casts a spell that deals, make this very specific, acid, cold, fire, or thunder damage, they can expend a charge, or not expend, they can expend a charge to change the damage type to a different, when a caster casts, when the wielder, there we go, casts a spell that deals acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder damage, they can expend a charge to change the damage type to a different type. To one of the listed damage types. They can expend a charge to change the damage type to one of the other damage types. I think that's fine. That's good. So yeah, basically the way the way that this is going to work. Oh, it's rarity. We'll say that this is, we'll say it's rare. I think this is a fairly powerful ability. It has 4 charges, which means that you can actually use it quite a few times during a day. It does require attunement as a spellcaster, so that's good. Also, with the right kind of build, like Maelstrom, you know, it's, you don't even need to take that dip into Wizard. You could just go full Cleric and get that. So, funny enough, this is actually the art that, if this would load, there we go. This is actually the art that I found for this. There's somebody on Etsy selling this, a Rainbow Wizard staff. I thought it was really cool looking. I love the color of the gemstone. This was kind of the idea that I had of having like the 6 different chromatic elements in there, swirling about, like fire and ice, poison, acid, lightning, and thunder. And you know, this dark wooden staff and this like brilliant multicolored crystal at the end. I loved this. I love the look of this. I'd love to have this. Not willing to spend $200 on it, yeah, sadly, but you know, still 100% going to be you know, what I use for what I use for the art. So it does have charges. They recharge at dawn. It doesn't have any modifiers. It doesn't give you anything. It just has its own stuff. So that is going to be that. So there is that. And well, you know what? I'll make sure that I send you the the link to it, Stacy, so that you can you can check it out if you ever decide to buy it yourself, because God knows I won't. So the next item that I'm going to make this evening is something that if you watched the last episode of the Phandalin 5, you may have caught notice of, because I technically introduced it there in a very minor way. And what this is the armor of redirection. Now, it actually does not have a base armor. Technically, this could be anything. And, so I don't know what I would actually want to list this as, because I don't want to have to make like one of everything. So I might just put this as as a wondrous item, and then like, whatever the particular one is, whoever is playing and using this, you have this ability. It is going to require attunement. It's not going to have an attunement requirement. Like, it's not going to have, you have to be a spellcaster or something like that. The only thing is you'd have to be proficient in whatever the armor is, but I don't think that's unreasonable. But this is going to be rare as well. And what this is, so Armor of Redirection is kind of a better version of Armor of Resistance. So the way that it works is, actually, I guess that would make it very rare, come to think of it. But the way that Armor of Redirection works is when you take elemental damage, when you take some kind of element, or when you take some kind of magical damage, your armor becomes charged with that element. So you get the benefit of absorb elements when you do this. So you are going to instantly get resistance to the triggering damage until the start of of not only your next turn, but continually. So you gain resistance to whatever the triggering damage is. Then, until you expel that energy from this armor, you have resistance to that armor. So you can essentially turn this armor into, like, let's say you're fighting a cultist of Talos, and they cast lightning bolt at you. You can absorb that energy. You're essentially using absorb elements. You're gaining resistance to lightning damage. When you do, you're taking that half damage. And let's just say, let's look up lightning bolt real quick. Go. So let's roll this damage. There we go. 35 points of damage. So you're only going to take 17 points of damage from that. But that 17 points of damage that you did take is going to be stored. And it's going to be stored in your armor until you choose to expel it. Now, there's two ways that you can expel that energy. One is kind of similar to Armor of Agathis, where you create a shell that if somebody hits you, they take damage. You can do that. So if a creature comes up and hits you, they're going to take, they're going to take an amount of damage. I'm still kind of like sitting on how much it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be the full 17. It might be like 5 and lower, you know, as it goes through, or until it like chips away. But the other way to expel this is that you can energize a weapon with that, and it deals that damage. So maybe it is like when a creature hits you with a melee attack, you can unleash that full amount into them. Probably what I'll do. Good night. So this armor is adorned with engravings of the different, I don't want to say damage types, but I think that's what I'll lean towards. Of the, yeah, sure. When you are hit with an attack that deals I guess absorb elements. When you are hit with an attack, you absorb the incoming damage and gain. No, you can. This is definitely a thing that it has a charge. You have it, if you have the charge, it has some kind of tie to it. When you're hit with an attack, you can absorb the incoming damage and gain resistance to the triggering damage type. To the triggering damage type. When this happens, the armor morphs and changes appearance based on the damage type absorbed. So this is actually where I kind of introduced it in the P5 game. Basically, the group came upon a band, a group of adventurers that they had not met every member of. They had only met the one, Dobbin, and they came across Dobbin. You know, it looked like his whole party was dead. His party ambushed them, and they started the fight. Well, the one character was hit by an ice bolt from Iggy, the Goblin Wizard, and when it hit, his armor became icy. That was him redirecting that damage. So he took reduced damage from that and then had that cold resistance that entire time. Now the problem is that he used it on the wrong element, because when Iggy shot the bolt at him, he gained frost resistance, not fire resistance, which would have benefited him much more. But essentially, just imagine like basic armor. If it's hit by fire, this is the look that it might change to. It's going to gain these kind of like volcanic, craggy splits in it. If it's hit by ice, it grows icicles up and down it. And if it absorbs lightning, it starts to crackle and have this energy built up around it. So this is the idea behind it. You know, armor that when you are hit, you can gain resistance, much like absorb elements. And then a lot like armor of Agathis, when you have this damage resistance, you can redirect that absorbed damage, that half damage that you didn't take, and you can redirect it. And that's the idea of it being armor of redirection. So when this happens, the armor morphs and changes appearance based on the damage type absorbed. While the armor is in this state, you maintain resistance to the triggering damage until you release the stored energy. You can release stored energy. You can release the stored energy either by imbuing a weapon with the damage type. You know what? Yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking of something. No, it's fine. No, I think this is fine. You can release stored energy either by imbuing a weapon with the damage type and release the stored energy either by hitting creature with an attack and imbuing your weapon with the damage type. Actually, I think that might be... You can release the stored energy either by using a bonus action to imbue your weapon with the damage type, or by using a reaction when you are hit with a melee attack. Is it an I? That's what I thought. By using a reaction when you are hit with a melee attack. Oh, wait, you know what? We're going to rephrase this. As a bonus action, you can imbue your weapon with the damage type or the triggering damage type. As a bonus action, you can imbue your weapon with the triggering damage type, or by using a reaction when you are hit with a melee attack. This needs to be two separate things. All right, hold on. We're going to do this as bonus action. Bonus action, yeah. Imbue your weapon with the triggering damage type, causing your next attack to deal the amount of damage you took from the triggering attack. And reaction. As a reaction, you can... The reaction... Nope. When a creature hits you with a melee attack, you can unleash the stored energy in the armor as a reaction, dealing the amount of damage you took from the triggering attack. Causing your next attack to deal... Yeah, no, that's right. So we're going to bullet those because they work two different ways. Okay, cool. Now, it's not going to have any modifiers because that's not how it's going to work. Also, I won't be able to do the bonus action thing, so that'll just be something that'll have to be added to the character sheet at the time. But it is kind of its own thing, so you actually have to have armor and this as an item. This is the thing that requires the attunement, so... Okay, so... I think, honestly, that's probably where I'm going to call it for a night. We got through a good bit of stuff today, and I think we did a lot today. We made 3 really cool characters that I very much look forward to either playing or dropping in as NPCs somewhere. Maybe one of my groups goes to a small carnival or something like that, and they they encounter this brother and sister duo, these 2 monks. So maybe that's where I'll do them. We made the Weatherman, Maelstrom Thunderman, so we got him going. We got the armor of redirection. We have the chromatic staff. I think we did a lot. I just don't think I have time tonight to do the other thing that I wanted to do. But I will give you guys a bit of a sneak peek. Yeah, it's almost as if there is a good map for a carnival out there. So I will give you a bit of a sneak peek with what I have planned for the future. Let me go ahead and clear these guys off. So I have a book that I got recently. There's a wonderful author. I've talked about him on this stream numerous times. I have multiple books from him, but his name is Matt Devyzed, and the book I'm referring to is Dungeons. It's hard to see because of my camera, but Dungeons, 51 Dungeons for Fantasy Tabletop Maps. Now, what's cool about this is it just has a bunch of maps, but it's hard to see, right? Like, it's hard to see what's in this book. So what I did is I went out and I bought it digitally too. So now I have it on my computer as well. And what my plan is we're going to make some of these. We're going to make them on Dungeon Draft. The cool thing is that I can go in and actually copy and paste these directly from here into, into the trace layers and stuff. And they have very cool descriptions. There's actually one I've already started working on. I'll see if I can pick it out. Oh, this is it. Here it is, the Pool of Benur. The spring-filled pool and its environs are nearly idyllic. The ruined stone entrance into which the small creek flows add extra charm to the spot. Few remember its dark history, however. The ruins were a dungeon proper that held many prisoners over the centuries. Unspeakable evils were committed within its walls. Now, long since abandoned, it has become a dare for children to follow the stream inside. Nothing beyond the main area has been explored because all the doors are still securely locked after all this time. The stream flows through the main entrance through bars to a 40-foot drop down to the lower area. The water then flows into a drainage grate on the floor. What horrors have been locked away here for centuries? So this is something that I have been wanting to do here on the streams. I really love these maps. I love their flavor text that they already have kind of built into it. And I want to take these, I want to make them into full maps. In fact, I already have this particular one. You can see it there on the side. I already have this partially built on here. So This is something that I very much want to do. You know, you can see the build there. It's kind of hard to have these side by side. Wait, I probably can. What am I saying? Definitely have them side by side. View page 1. And up here on this screen, we need to move. There we go. And that's a little easy. That's pretty easy. There we go. Perfect. So, as you can see, we got the map. We can work on this. I've started adding a few things here and there just to add a little bit of, you know, a little bit of environment and color to it. Trying to keep as close to what is in this book because I really love this book. I love these maps that are in here. I've started working on another, and I want to do this on stream. I want to have some nights where, you know, it's just us hanging out. You know, those of you here chilling with some lo-fi and working on these D&D things. And in fact, this map was actually going to be the map that I was going to use for that one adventure that we did the last time that I worked on a map with you guys. So with that one being where the players were going up to those standing stones and going down where all the moss was, this was kind of going to be the same idea. So I got a lot to work on it with, so we're going to be doing that. You know, I got to employ some of those tools and techniques that I'm learning from the wonderful Morvold press. You know, stuff like using the we got a full size. There we go. You know, doing some small steps. Some small shadows on the steps. We need the small ones. There we go. You know, having them kind of expand outwards. Oh wait, actually, we would need the medium one. You know, like this is kind of stuff. This is kind of stuff I have a lot of fun doing. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. You know, having it looking like you're walking down these. You know, these old stairs. Look at that. That's so good. I love his techniques. They're so great. So this is the kind of stuff that I want to do a little bit more of. Like I said, I very much am enjoying these maps. Matt David's works. Please check him out. He's an amazing author. He's got a lot of great books, especially if you are trying to do stuff where you're doing more random things that, you know, you might not have the time to sit and think about. I recently used one in my my Rime of the Frost Maiden game. This particular one right here, random tables, fantasy shops. So this is actually where everything that was at the tailor was pulled from. The stitchery shop, the vest, the pants that were up there, all the items. This was where all that came from, and that's one of the things I love about these books. They inspire. They give so much inspiration because the interaction that my players in that campaign had with that character, a character that I never intended on making. I'm looking up his name real quick. Braun Norris just came out because of that random happenstance. And that's what I love. That's the kind of stuff that I love. So that's what I want to do a little bit more of. So that's what we're going to do in the future. Well, I'll let you guys know on Twitch, or not on Twitch, but on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to be updating those whenever I do them. You know, I can only make so many characters every now and again, but there's so much opportunity in these books. I want to get the other random books that Matt Davids has. He has so many of the random table books that I want to get. So that is what we are going to do hopefully next time whenever we hang out and chill out with some lo-fi. But until then, folks, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Those of you that were new to the stream tonight, Bob a kiss. It was good to see you. Zach, good to have you here. Tamir, you as well. Thank you guys for hanging out. Stacy, as always, having fun chat. Matt Davids. Yep. Right there. Matt Davids. That is the guy who makes these random table books. He's actually the same guy who made these quests 1, 2, and 3, and I love these just as much. And these is something that we will tie some of those maps into, because these have various quests that you can tie into those maps. And maybe for once I will make my own adventures and not be reliant on other people to make adventures for me. Another big thing that I have recently gotten into, that I plan on utilizing with these, is this wonderful book series by the author Jeff Ashworth. I have 3 of them. These are the Game Master's books of random things. So we have NPCs, non-player characters. We have the Book of Random Encounters, and the one that I plan on using most, because it is absolutely amazing. It is the Game Master's books of puzzles, traps, and dungeons. They have one-shots. They have a lot of stuff. Check them out. They are on Amazon. Like I said, Jeff Ashworth, Matt Davids. They have a lot of stuff. There's really great traps in here. I have been reading through this, and there's horrific things in here that I would love to just submit my players to, or subject my players to, I should say. So maybe one day they will experience the trap known as a new hat. As the door swings open and you step through, you hear a clattering above you. You stare mouth agape in horror as hot coals and a massive cauldron tip down on you from above. Make a dexterity saving throw. Oh boy, I can't wait. But that'll have to wait, because tonight's stream is over. We've been going for about 3.5 hours. So thank you all for joining me again. I really appreciate it. I love doing these streams, especially now. We got the new setup out here at Kel's Corner, hanging out with our boys up on the banister and the notice board up top. Things are getting cleaned up around here. The D&D Lo-Fi streams have to have a place of their own. They have to feel right. And I think this is where it's going. And I think it's going good. So with that, we're going to call it an evening. Thank you again for everybody who stopped by, who is hanging out. Again, I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. So folks, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next time.